There's one brief passage in Marie's life that I have heard so many times from people who have used this passage in ways I never would have expected when you're writing a novel. One woman wrote to me and said, I read that passage out at my 35th wedding anniversary dinner.
Wow.
Yeah. Another woman wrote to me and said that she read it out loud at her daughter's wedding shower. A man wrote to me and said he copied it out and gave it to his wife at his 52nd wedding anniversary. And other people have come up to me and said, read it out loud to my husband in bed. That was not what I was expecting.
You mean to their own husbands?
I hope. I hope. So maybe I'll just read a little bit before that and end with that last paragraph that seems to be getting a kind of, what do they say, that has legs? That seems to be getting a kind of attention that that certainly I never expected Marie to get. So this is, it's a very short book, and I'm not reading the whole thing. This is Marie into her late 20s when she finally becomes Marie Comerford, and you'll see. So I had my wedding in the pretty church after all. My brother Gabe walked me down the aisle and surprised me at the last minute by not merely kissing my cheek when we reached Tom, but pulling me into a firm embrace. We all joked about it later at the reception. Like he was sending you off to the Foreign Legion, Tom said. Gabe laughed quietly, admitted, blushing, that he might have been a little overcome. There was so much to think about on such a day. I am the fool of loss, he said. You haven't lost a sister, Tom told him. Excuse me. You've gained me. God help you. That night, Tom lifted the blanket, excuse me, and I closed my eyes completely, even though the light in the hotel room was already dim. Only a thin shaft from along the bathroom door and the low glow of streetlight behind the thick curtains. There's not much to you, is there? He said. I was on my back, my hands folded together over my chest so that I was aware of both the new wedding ring on one and the feel of my own heartbeat beneath the other. I wore the white nightgown, satin and lace that my mother had sewn. It was the centerpiece of my trousseau, and the provocative way my mother had worked the lovely lace into its bodice had come as some surprise to me. My mother, it seemed, knew things she had never spoken of. Take it or leave it, I told Tom with a laugh. I was dizzy with the champagne we had drunk, and Tom said, "Oh, I'll take it, if I may." There was the stirring touch of alcohol on his breath, the taste of champagne and sweet cake at the back of my throat, the faint, lingering scent of bleach on the hotel sheets and pillowcases. And it was either an indication of some expertise I didn't know he had, or of my mother's skill with fabric and needle and thread, that I was out of the lovely nightgown without the slightest effort on my part, without even opening my eyes. I was naive enough, drunk enough, to be surprised to find that a body could become a new thing altogether, shed of its clothes. Just as I was surprised to discover, not then, of course, but over time, that in the dark it would all remain unchanged. Skin, hair, and limb, bone and blubber, scent and heartbeat and rhythm of breath, unchanged as far as mouth was concerned, lips were concerned, a mystery revealed only to the long married. That's the
That's
paragraph.
lovely.